All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Inside the Crease Hockey Podcast. We're still existing.
It's been a while, yeah.
We're also alive here. I'm joined with Patty Rankin to my right here.
There we go.
And then Griff Dog to my left.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, so it's been a while. Got a little caught up in life. Haven't recorded in a while. Was thinking about getting back into it, so I just decided to hop back on.
Gives us lots to talk about, though.
Yeah, we missed like 12 months of hockey, so it's sort of like
took a big break.
Just a little break.
We had to find ourselves.
Yeah, we took a little gap year from podcasting, but we're back for like
it's a lockout.
A week or two. Yeah, we had a lockout. We had some contract negotiations go south. And we had a little lockout in the league, but we're all good now. Commissioner Connor fixed everything.
Yep.
Smikey's no longer with us. He is the contract issue.
Yeah.
We're back. So we can start getting into the hockey talk, I guess.
We can sim the regular season.
Sim the regular season. We don't care about that. 82 games, all doesn't even matter because playoffs are crazy.
Yeah.
And none of the regular season mattered, as evidenced by Tampa Bay being swept by Columbus.
Columbus' first series win.
4 games. Against
Big
probably,
upset.
I say, the best hockey team ever created in Tampa. Probably.
Best
Tampa Bay.
regular season team ever created.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Sorry, I forgot they can't manage anything in playoffs. I think Tampa Bay's probably but that Tampa Bay team, probably the best hockey team ever assembled.
I think so, too.
Stevie Y's an animal. I know they tied the win record or whatever, but like that win record was like really old. And we all know how hard it is to score now in the NHL. So I really think that Tampa Bay is probably the best team ever.
It's just a shame can't finish in the playoffs.
Nope.
Every year too.
That is very
Capitals S.
Yeah, as Cavs fans here, I think we can all relate to Tampa Bay's struggles, which is why I haven't been too hard on them. But fuck it, dude, that was very funny that they managed to get swept by Columbus.
Hopefully the Capitals just passed the baton on.
We passed the baton to Tampa Bay.
Hopefully they get the curse.
We won the
now.
cup, so now they're not going to win anything for the next
40 plus years.
40 plus years. Yeah. Playoffs were really crazy. The Eastern Conference was probably the dumbest conference I've ever seen in my entire life. The Metropolitan Division is just unreal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's literally anything could have happened in that playoffs. The Capitals could have made it back to the conference finals. Any of those teams could have made it far because we just had no clue what was going to happen. Yeah. Capitals ended up losing in 7, which
this is the first time in 4 years that Caps Pens didn't meet in the second round.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Both of us just got tossed out of the first round. The Pens got swept, didn't they?
Yeah, they got swept. Yeah.
That's a tough balance.
Usually that's like a for sure matchup in the playoffs.
Yeah,
it didn't line up this year.
Yeah, I don't know.
Especially the Islanders too. Surprising. Barry Trotz coming in.
Well, I sort of knew that at least for the Capitals series, I sort of knew the Caps weren't going to win that series. We were just missing too many people, and it just wasn't. We just weren't playing that great. I think everyone was tired from last year's long cup run.
Yeah.
This cup run takes away a lot of your time in the offseason.
It does.
Carolina had a lot more time. The regular season ends in April. So, those guys in Carolina have until October. They have a huge break. They don't have to do anything really.
Yeah. Instead of like a 2-month break, instead you have like a 4-month break.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that. I swear, I'm not surprised. Carolina was also the better team, I think. Injuries for us definitely didn't help. They had injuries too, but I think ours were a little bit more of an impact, missing one of our top defensemen, and Oshie was out for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah. I had a little high hopes, especially kind of finished on a pretty high note.
It would have
closed out.
It would have
compared
been
to the previous years, where slow, finish slow, and then you just
start back to
walk into the playoffs.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And then Islanders Penguins. I was sort of surprised by that, to be honest. I was mainly surprised by the sweep.
It was so quick. I don't even remember much of the series.
I remember a lot of happening is Matt Murray not being able to do anything with his glove, and the Islanders just grinding away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I think that's what happened. I think the Penguins. I think that they weren't used to that type of play coming at them, because I feel like them as a team. I could be wrong saying this, but when I remember playing them, I remember them being big on counterattacks. If you turn the puck over in the neutral zone, and they have numbers coming their way, chances are they're going to score, create a good opportunity from that. And I feel like the Islanders they never really gave them the chance to do that. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of that has Barry Trotz being the Capitals coach and playing them so many times over.
Yeah.
I really think that like Barry Trotz helped out with that regard, like telling them like like hey, like this is how they like to play, this is how they like to play. We have to be ready for it. I think the Islanders were, and I think that that's probably why they ended up winning that series in 4 games.
And I think the Penguins probably like tried to overlook each game, whereas the New York Islanders, they took it one game at a time, and they just kind of chipped away every shift and paid off big.
Yeah, I really agree with that. I really feel like, especially with the Capitals, as well as the Penguins, I feel like a lot of well, I know for the fans, a lot of us were looking over the series like, all right, we're gonna win in a couple games. Like this loss doesn't really matter. We'll bounce back next game. And at least for the Penguins, it never really happened. They never did have that bounce back. Guys like Crosby are very quiet the whole series. Just never got a chance to start because they're getting shut down.
I mean, I think the same could actually be said for the Caps too. Other than Backy and Ovi's playing the series. Kuzi was quiet.
None of the players on those two teams really stood out like they normally do, and I think that's because they just weren't ready for what was going to happen. And like I said, they were all well rested, missing playoffs last year, and we just weren't as ready.
Yeah, I mean that just proves anything can happen in the Stanley Cup playoffs. I mean, shit, the winner of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so then the next match with the Metro was the Carolina Hurricanes and the Islanders, which honestly, I didn't watch that as much as I think I probably should have because I have a lot of family on the island. So I talked to my my nan a lot about the Islanders, but I don't think I paid enough attention to it. She was keeping me updated with everything that's going on, but that series was, I think, I know that the Islanders got swept in that series. But I really feel like that was still a good series for both teams. I think that what happened was the magic sort of ran out. I think that's what happens a lot of times when you sweep a team. One thing I know is that when you sweep a team, it's great that you get that nice long break in between series. But what also happens is you also lose any sort of momentum you have, and you lose you lose routine.
Yep.
And I think that's a big thing in the playoffs. Like when you're playing you're playing the same people every other night. You're doing, you're playing 6 games in a series, 7 games in a series. You're used to, you're in the mindset like got a game in the next couple of days, gotta get ready for it. Like got to be mentally prepared. I think that's what happened to the Islanders. They swept the Penguins, and then they came back and facing a Carolina team that just beat the defending Stanley Cup champs.
Yeah.
I just think that the Islanders just weren't ready to get punched in the face, and the Carolina was absolutely buzzing around like a bunch of honeybees.
I think that layover too from the 4-game sweep
that definitely just isn't good for any team.
Rather playing, I mean, you don't want to play 7 either.
No, I think you want to play. I think 5 6 games is the perfect amount to play that way. Because if you play 5 games, chances are someone's not going to get hurt in the next game. Because I mean, obviously you don't want anyone getting hurt. You don't have to play in any necessary games. Like if you can sweep a series, that's good. But at the same time,
it's a big layover.
It's such a big layover. It almost hurts more than it helps.
Kind of Boston too in the Cup final. Even though they came out buzzing, I'd say too. But in the long run, I guess
it's gonna work out for them. All right, and then moving to the Atlantic, we had the first round series. Boston versus Toronto. Same old. Toronto lost again. Are they ever gonna win?
They have the weapons too.
I just don't get it. I mean, personally, I'm not a big fan of Toronto because Toronto's fans are all annoying. But I just don't get why they can't win this series, man.
They got like a bunch of big names like Tavares and Marner and all these other guys, Nylander and all these guys, and they just can't put it together. Yeah, I feel like they're just not playing the team game. They're just trying to do too much.
Like defensively, I don't think they were as bad as we thought they were.
No, I thought they were decent all around. I guess the Bruins just took advantage of. I understand it wasn't necessarily on his greatest game. I don't believe so. The defense obviously from Toronto isn't as strong as any of the other teams in the playoffs. The defense is it's a little weak, but their offense is so much better than all of the teams. I thought that'd make up for it. But I guess when that's fine. That works fine in the regular season. But I guess when you hit playoffs and you're facing the top teams in the league, that just isn't going to work.
Especially you need every line to be.
You need every person on the ice has to be able to make plays and be decent enough to not.
Everything's magnified in the playoffs.
Everything matters more. So I think that definitely is what hurts Toronto, that they just don't have that like it factor on the defensive ends to really help them out. I mean, their best defenseman's Morgan Riley, who I think played fine, but Morgan Riley is he's a top 2 in a lot of other teams, but he could be a top 4 in other teams as well. He isn't like the standout guy. Like for the Capitals, we have John Carlson. I'm trying to think for the Bruins who they played, they have McAvoy, they have Krug, they have all these guys on the back end that could be top 2 defensemen, but on the Toronto Maple Leafs, I just don't really see anyone else other than Gardner and Riley being top 2 defensemen. And even then, I think Gardner's a stretch for a top 2.
Yeah.
And I also think that Tuukka Rask played insane.
He did.
In the playoffs.
Entire playoffs.
Yeah, I think the whole Boston team was just working well together as they always do in the playoffs. They just know how to turn it on, and then they keep going from there. There's really no stopping them. One of the best lines in hockey. And it's evident when, they're buzzing around out there and they're scoring so many goals a game, and they're also being so good defensively. And especially helps that they also have Tuukka back there, so they can make some riskier plays.
Yeah, I mean, I think early in the season, like when we had one of our early podcasts, we all decided our Cup favorites, and Boston was always up there, so they came out how we expected, but
but I just didn't think they go that far. I thought that. I expected
they were definitely
that
good
they'd
enough.
slow down. Yeah, I thought because a lot of their players are a little bit older. I mean, they have McAvoy, they have a couple of younger guys in their team. Chara's just so old, and especially with Bergeron being older too. I really feel like they were going to slow down this year, but that just didn't happen. And Tuukka is sometimes very inconsistent, but for the most part, this playoff run he was very consistent and good.
Yeah.
So. The next series in the Atlantic was Columbus and Tampa,
which
I mean, I'll tell you what. The first period of the first game of that series, Tampa Bay was a 3-0. Tampa Bay did not win a single game. I remember hearing that I think they only took the lead in that series 2 or 3 times the rest of the 4 games. Columbus came out. Columbus took the punch in the face. They got the shit knocked out of them in the first period. They somehow managed to get up and completely destroy
body blows
Tampa Bay. I don't know what happened. I think that Tampa just got so rattled after that first game that it was just done from there. I don't think that, especially after game 2 too. 2-2.
Yeah.
After the first game, it's like, wow, that was embarrassing. Let's bounce back. Let's get them. And then you try to bounce back on your home ice and you lose 2 home ice games. Yeah. If you lose both your home ice games, I think your series is basically done.
Yeah.
And
unless last year, Washington against Columbus.
Yeah,
if you're a big road team, then that's that. But
that really
if you are not winning on the road or at home, then
you're
just losing.
Man.
Period.
You have to win. You have to win at least one of your home games. You have to win at least 1 away games for you to have a chance in playoffs, especially when it's 2-2 for the first 4 games of the series. If you win on the road, that's huge. And Columbus was able to win on the road, which was huge. That's what happened to Caps the other last season. They were. Is that even last 2 seasons ago now?
Technically, yeah.
Yeah, 2 seasons ago, when the Caps won the Cup, it's they were very good away. They beat Tampa on their home ice. They beat.
And they were just average at home too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all you have to be.
You have to be good enough to win your home rink, but you have to be even better on the away rink because that's when the important games are. Do you want to move over to the Central or to the Pacific?
Well, let's go Pacific.
Yeah.
All right. Matchups in the Pacific. Sharks and Gold. The Sharks
Gold Knights.
Later. They didn't play until later. Oh, we didn't do Boston and Columbus. The Boston versus Columbus series. We did the Islanders and the Penguins.
Boston, Columbus.
Also, cue look up the playoff tree. I sort of forgot what he's played in the West Coast.
It was
for Boston and Columbus. That series was just sort of. It wasn't a bad series. I don't really remember being anything special. I think they better have won that series. I think that a lot of people were like, "Holy shit!" Columbus could actually do this, but then they had the sweep, so they didn't have to play any games. Thank you, Pat. So it was just one of those things where it was just sort of like, I just didn't really see it happening for Columbus after they ended up losing, after they ended up going down in the series. I don't know. I just didn't think that they had it. I thought that Boston did have it.
Yeah, for sure.
I think that's really all has to be said about that. So
you only get so much magic.
I know we go Western Conference.
So was that right? Was it Sharks versus Vegas?
It was.
Wasn't there? Was that the series
Game
with the very conversational call?
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow. Okay. Well, I don't think that should be
5-minute major.
Personally, I don't think it was a
goals.
5-minute major, but also your penalty kill has to be good enough that you can kill off. You shouldn't allow 3 power play goals.
Even if it is a 5-minute major.
You had your power play has to be good enough where you can shut that down. Yeah. I mean, I know the boys are getting buzzing now. You have the 5-minute power play. You score a quick goal. You score a quick another goal. But your team has to have the composure to be able to calm it down and say, hey, let's figure this out. I think that the coach should call a timeout. I think after the second goal, he needs to call a timeout, gives his boys a little bit of a break up the flow of the game a little bit, try to reorganize everything, get set to go again, and he didn't do that, and I think that probably will cost him the series.
Yeah.
If you slow the game down and you call that timeout, San Jose sort of loses momentum. We all know that from playing hockey. When someone calls a timeout, the game gets slowed down. I think that really would have helped them out, but they didn't do that. They tried to just keep going in, ended up costing them. I think that both teams played a good series. It really could have gone either way.
Just came down to the wire.
Yeah.
And
Fleury didn't necessarily play great for the Vegas Golden Knights. I remember, I think it was when they were down 3-1, making it 3-3. Tomas Hertl scored a shorthanded goal in overtime.
Yeah,
and
that's what it was.
When the series was 3-2 for Vegas, he scored a shorthanded goal in overtime just off of a wrist shot, and Fleury just didn't save it. And I think if they were on the power play, they had a chance to win it, and they just completely blew it like that, like ice. I don't think that Fleury was on top of his game. But I expected Vegas to do better. I mean, it's tough when you have to play San Jose in the first rounds.
It is.
But I still think that they could have won that series.
Enough.
Yeah, I mean they did what they could, but I think they should have won that. They could have won that series if they had better goaltending and they had a better penalty kill. Anything else from you guys?
Not much. Calgary, Colorado. That's kind of forgetful series.
Yeah, it was actually I like that series. I think I know that Colorado absolutely destroyed the Flames.
Yeah,
5 games.
5 games.
Johnny Hockey completely disappeared. Someone should have gotten him a ham and cheese sandwich because he wasn't him when he was hungry.
Nathan McKinnon and
Snickers.
rookie.
Yeah, Nathan McKinnon,
and then
Cole Maker. What was his name again?
I know.
I forgot his first name. I know his last name was Maker. Was his
Yeah.
first name Cole? Oh, no, it's like an idiot right now.
I thought it was pronounced McCarr.
Makar, same thing. He was making plays out there, so. He played very good.
He did.
I remember when people were saying he was going to play in the playoffs, I thought it was such a dumb move because I want to say it burned off a year of his ELC eligibility, so now he only has 2 years left instead of 3, which I think is not going to help them. But at the same time, you're in the playoffs. You want to have a chance to win.
Yeah.
I still think it was the wrong move because he ended up not even winning the cup. I think they would have been fine without him. I think they still would have won in 5 or 6 games. They still would have lost to San Jose. Especially because, you have to think about it like, strategically. You're Colorado. You have all these first-round picks this year in the draft. They had 2 first rounds, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yep. And, get a chance to win the draft lottery. So if I'm that team, I'm like, okay, I have this sick defenseman, one of the best defensemen in college hockey that wants to play next year or wants to play in this year. I want to save him for next year. There's a chance I could get Jack Hughes from the draft lottery or Kako, which, I mean, it didn't happen, but there's still there's a really good chance of it happening. So, you think, okay, I can have those 2 guys playing their same rookie year together.
Yeah.
I mean, holy shit.
Yeah,
and they're still playing on ELCs.
Yeah.
Like Colorado. If Colorado won the draft lottery, I think they're winning the cup next year. They didn't. They ended up being Bo and Byram, I think.
Well, it's still solid. I mean,
I don't even remember who they got. I think they got Bo and Byram.
He'll do good there, but
you look it up real quick to see how they drafted.
Yeah.
I think it's Bo and Byram, but
whoever it was, he'll probably do.
It was a top 5 pick, so he's gonna be fine. It's gonna be good. All right, so from that series that came out, it was the Sharks versus the Avalanche, which I want to say had another very controversial call in it. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, Byram.
It was Bo and Byram. I'm so sorry. What happened in the Colorado Sharks series that was like eventful? Wasn't it like a terrible high sticking call or something like that?
Yeah.
It was the
it was a high stick can't pass goal or something like that. Like,
or was that St. Louis? I think that was St. Louis.
maybe, dude, I have no clue. San Jose was covered in controversy this year.
Yeah, I think the San Jose Colorado was actually the one normal series.
I think it might have been either that. It was one of the, I don't know. All I know is that San Jose won
6 games, I think.
Yeah, Colorado played. I remember Colorado playing good in that series, but San Jose was just a better team. More experience, better depth in the blue line, better depth forward wise. I mean, McKinnon, Landeskog, those guys were playing unreal forward. Makar playing defense. I want to say, wasn't Calvin Pickard the Avalanche's goalie?
No.
Who was it?
Our boy, Philip Grubauer.
Jeez,
he's a starter now.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
I remember him playing fine. I don't know why I thought it was Calvin Pickard. I think he used to be on the Avalanche team.
He maybe got traded.
Either traded or backup goalie, maybe. I'm not sure, but either way, I think that San Jose was just the better team in the series.
I agree.
Yep.
All right, moving on to the Central. We have St. Louis versus the Winnipeg Jets.
That was a really good series. Because every game, even though it only went 6 games, every game except for one was a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I thought
could have gone either way.
Like each game, I thought they were playing really well against each other, and that was a really good matchup. That
just the environment too. Winnipeg.
It was very exciting games. Yeah, I think that definitely also helped that St. Louis I think they said maybe more chemistry. They can't. I feel like they were already on a roll coming into the playoffs.
Yeah.
They were already absolutely buzzed. Going from last place in the league to making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not even in a wild. Wait, were they a wild card or were they?
Yeah,
nope, they weren't.
Were they second seed, third seed?
Third seed.
Yeah.
Still, third seed coming in, being last place in the NHL. That's really solid.
You got a lot of momentum coming in from that, making the playoffs, and then that just carried into the series.
Yeah, 100%. That definitely helped a lot. And then I really feel like Winnipeg just didn't play that well either.
Yeah.
I thought that they were playing very slow, a little too defensively.
Yeah.
They play a very rough and defensive style versus.
They do.
Scoring a ton of goals. They just didn't score that much that series.
I know that St. Louis plays the same sort of way, but they generate a lot of offense as well.
They do.
They play more of a gritty offensive style versus how Winnipeg plays a lot more physically defensive.
I thought Patrick Lyon was actually pretty quiet that series.
He was. He's been. I think he scored a couple of goals, but still,
did.
Patrick Lyon is supposed to be your goal scorer. Patrick Lyon, Blake Wheeler. Those two guys are supposed to be Mark Scheifele. Those guys are supposed to be getting done up there, and I just not that they didn't do a good job of it, but you look at Ryan O'Reilly on St. Louis.
Yeah.
Vladimir Tarasenko. They were out there. They were scoring goals. They were making a lot of plays.
Yeah.
I just think that they outplayed Winnipeg.
I agree.
Matchups. Last and probably least, to be honest with you, somewhat forget this series. Dallas and Nashville. Honestly, don't remember that series too much. I do remember thinking that Dallas was going to win that series when I was making my fantasy pick or my fantasy picks, my playoff picks for the NHL bracket challenge. I do remember picking Dallas to win that just because I thought Dallas was coming in really hot and Bishop has been playing good all year. And I was just sort of I feel they can do it. And especially for Nashville, they made the playoffs so many times now. They always make it far in the playoffs. They're tired. Their team's getting a little bit slower.
They're an interesting team to watch. It's fun.
They are. Their team's I feel like their team's getting a little bit slower, just because they've been playing for so long. Rene's not getting any better. He's getting older.
He picked up a few, I guess, offensive powers now.
Yeah, but so I'm excited to see. I don't know. I feel like we'll get to that later. But
I don't
get into that whole free agent conversations yet. But at the time of their team then, I really just feel like they weren't necessarily slacking or lacking in the offensive department. They have Forsberg. Kyle Turris wasn't great, but he was a little decent. Ryan Johansson. The defensive end is probably one of the best defensive cores in the NHL.
Roman Josi.
PK. I don't know. I feel like that series probably would have gone either way too, but I think Dallas was the better team in that, and I thought they were going to win anyway.
Yeah.
And then we have Dallas versus St. Louis.
Was it double overtime? It Pat Marine goal? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was very cool. That was another series I thought was good. Was Jordan Binnington playing then?
He was.
Yeah. That was a very cool story. Binnington coming in and basically stealing the starting spot at base. He was basically going to be ECHL goalie, playing in the jungle, and then he ends up, he's basically stealing the starting position. And wins a cup for them.
Could have easily, I believe, won the.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I shot the water bottle. But yeah, that series was good too. Another series that I didn't necessarily watch too much of, but I do remember snippets of it. I remember being a fast series. I feel like there was a lot of energy in that series. Especially because neither one of those teams had very, typically St. Louis doesn't make it that far in the playoffs. Typically Dallas doesn't make the playoffs.
Usually.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was just a very exciting series for both teams, and I feel like they both played decently well in that. Anything else for those
No.
All right, do you want to move back to the East Coast for the last?
Yeah, we can go Boston, Carolina. That was a quick series.
Yeah, that was another sweep. So basically the same thing. I think the better team.
Carolina just ran out of juice.
100% they did. The bunch of jerks were just they're done.
Yeah.
And I think Boston
Storm
was
Surge was not enough.
Storm Surge just did not get it through.
Yeah.
So I also think that it was just Boston was the better team. They outplayed them. I think they dominated games.
Yeah.
Carolina looked like they shouldn't have been playing in that series.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Boston was going to be whoever came out of the East.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think that was bound to happen. And then the Jets, or not the Jets, the Blues versus the Sharks.
Yes, that was it's two different teams if you think
They're
about
two very
it.
different teams playing each other.
One's more of like a grind 'em out kind of style hockey, St. Louis.
And then I feel like San Jose is more of a skill based, more like
You know,
more
back
more
the blue
finesse.
line kind
Yeah.
of. Yeah.
So I feel like that was. I don't know. I think St. Louis just played. I remember watching that game, like watching the last game of the series, and I just feel like the Blues, not necessarily were the better team, they had maybe the better style
Yeah.
for their
Yeah.
team. Like their style fit their team play better.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they just were a better team. And Bennington was huge in
Yeah.
those games too.
He was.
Came
He
up
was
very
unreal.
clutch, and their style kind of revolved around him, like in the defensive zone, because like they would just try and get it out as soon as possible, and just kind of slow it down from there, and just set up the offense.
Bennington definitely helped out in the aspect of them being able to make more plays and knowing to have someone back there being able to save you. I'll tell you, that's one of the best feelings to have as you're playing. That your goalie is good enough to be able to make a save where you're like, yeah, I can pinch here. Or, yeah, I'm going to try to poke this puck off this guy and see if I can get an odd man rush going.
Yeah.
I think I think the Blues did a very good job of that, of capitalizing off of their opportunities and making plays happen and so on and so forth. And then the Stanley Cup Finals, Boston,
Very good series.
St. Louis,
Yeah.
very good series. I thoroughly enjoyed it. 7 games. What more could you ask for? Very good series. Other than Game 7 being a little anticlimactic.
I was hoping a little overtime Game 7 winner.
Yeah, unreal. But yeah, we'll still take it. Boston lost. I'm happy.
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis play some Gloria. I think that was good. That was a very good series. I think that was I don't know if that was an ideal matchup in the Stanley Cups Finals.
Definitely
but
not.
It was still a good game nonetheless. I think that's the best part about hockey is that you could have put any two teams playing against each other in there, and it would have been entertaining finals. You could have put the Flames playing the Penguins, and it still would have been good.
Yeah.
And I think it's awesome that St. Louis won. I mean, I feel 2 seasons ago the Caps won their first cup.
Now St. Louis
St.
wins
Louis.
theirs first.
Yeah,
so.
but St. Louis didn't party as hard as we did. St.
No.
Louis was
Yeah,
way more.
no, definitely not. I didn't see their captain chugging beers and all that.
I didn't see their captain
Laying at
doing-
fountains, getting tats.
Yeah.
It was
It was good. Yeah. All right.
enjoyable though.
Yeah, I did enjoy it a lot. I thought it was very good. Yeah, I was very sort of surprised in a way that the matchup ended up being St. Louis and Boston. I figured that Boston would probably make it. Did not think St. Louis was going to make it. I had St. Louis going. I think the farthest I had them going was the conference finals.
I did not.
Yeah, I thought the Jets would win. To be honest.
Yeah, so did I. To be honest, didn't have them out of the first round.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't expect that to happen. It's crazy.
Yeah, especially I knew they were coming in on a high note coming into the playoffs, and except just thinking back on the entire years, got to be like emotionally and like physically
draining.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just the whole season being last like in the middle
Fighting
of
your
January.
teammate, yeah.
And then
teammates fighting at practice.
Yeah, and then making it to the playoffs. That I think I don't want to say even if they lost in the first round, like it would have been counted as a successful season, especially from where they were. But it would have been a decent season. Like
I don't think anyone really expected them to make it to the cup, win the cup, nonetheless make the finals or even the conference finals. I think that people were expecting this to be the same old.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Maybe make it through the first round.
Making the playoffs at the second or third seed, not winning the conference, maybe making it to past the first round. If they're lucky, they do good in the second round, and then they're probably out before the conference finals.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that's really all the playoff talk we have.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're getting into the next draft.
Yeah, we can get touch the draft.
So, draft, I think this is probably going to be the best draft class since 2015. Since the McDavid draft class, I think this is the best one. I mean, Matthews' line A was good. Nico Hischier and Nolan Patrick have been very underwhelming. That class hasn't been fabulous, but it's definitely not bad either. But I really think that this draft class is going to be the best. There are so many kids that played in the NTDP together.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I think it's sort of crazy how so many of them got drafted this year. Obviously, Jack Hughes versus Capo Caco was the big to-do this year.
Yep.
I think that Jack Hughes was better. Because I think he's going to adjust the game. People right now, I think that Caco is probably the better player out of the two right now, but I think Jack Hughes has a bigger ceiling. He's better offensive opportunity.
And I think right now he has more tools around him, too.
Oh, for sure. The Devils are stacked this year. But
we'll get into that later.
Yeah, but I think that, especially because Capo Caco is from Europe, European kids are hard to transition to the NHL, mainly due to the fact that they're used to bigger ice. They're used to being at home, not across the ocean, by themselves.
Yeah.
It's going to be definitely a harder adjustment. It also hopes that he already has a brother in the NHL. His family's very supportive. He speaks English very well, which is a lot better than Capo Caco's rival to New York shows.
Yeah.
Wow. I just arrived in New York.
Great city.
Wow, it's a great city. I think that Jack Hughes is going to be better. I do. I think I don't know if he's better right now or not. Caco can straight up fucking play. Like, it's insane.
Yes, he is. I think right now he has the more physical type of NHL body.
But we're seeing more and more size doesn't necessarily matter.
John
Gaudreau, now Jack Hughes. I think who else is small. Barzal isn't huge either.
Yeah, he's not.
There's a lot of smaller guys in the NHL. So I think Hughes is going to be better. I also just like the whole entire sort of NTDP, the whole team. I think it's so fun being able to go on an NHL page. When Cole Caulfield had that absolute
snipe
in that summer showcase game. Funniest thing I've ever seen. Because I remember Trevor Zegras got punched in the face by Alex Turcotte. Or was it Fabbri?
I think Joel Fabbri.
Was it Fabbri got punched? Or?
No, he's the one who hit. Did he hit Turcotte?
Did he hit Turcotte? I think he hit Turcotte.
Yeah, he hit Turcotte.
It was so funny the way in the comments seeing all of them make fun of him. I think it's so funny seeing all these players interact with each other like this. Just because all these kids are grew up playing together in the same organization.
Yeah.
So I think it's really cool being able to see that. Because a lot of the other draft classes are all boring. You don't talk to.
That's true.
It's very fun seeing this and seeing their personality come out. And speaking of Cole Caulfield, I think he's a steal of the draft.
He is.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people had his
Montreal.
He lit it up in the NTDP. People are going to be. Everyone's going to be like, oh well, Jack Hughes was in here. Blah blah blah. You can't teach that kind of.
You're a natural goal scorer. You're going to find the back of the net.
I mean, I think he could have just as good of a career, if not better than Ovi, if he keeps it up. I think. I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be as good as Ovi because Ovi's so much more physical.
Kind of undersized kid as well, but
which I think might hurt him a little bit more.
He definitely has the skills and the assets.
Yeah. Being small doesn't necessarily hurt too much, but it doesn't do anything helping.
Yeah. So and it could lead to injuries down the road. Yeah. But whereas a big guy would not really get as hurt as easily.
I mean, you get him in a NHL weightlifting program and
get him bulked up. Yeah. So I think that's probably what's going to happen. He's going to bulk.
Give him some Russian gas.
Give him the Russian gas. Pop a couple of roids. He'll be fine. But he's so good. I think he's looking back in a few years. If they had to do a redraft, I think he's going to be a top 5 pick in this draft.
Oh, for sure.
Kirby Dach got picked up. The phone fell. Thanks, girl. We're still going here. Yeah, we're still good.
Oh yeah.
Kirby Dach got picked up very early in the draft.
Yeah.
I thought he was going top 10. He ended up going top 3. Chicago picked him up. Not a bad pick, but I think that the safer pick would have been Bowen Byram because they don't have any defenseman prospects that I know of, and all the defensemen are old, or Turcotte. Kirby Dach's still a good player though, but Turcotte I think is better. And then I don't think who else got some good picks in here. Trevor Zegras is going to the Ducks, which I thought that was a good pick. He's a very.
It was.
Yeah, I think he's a solid player. Underappreciated for sure. Spencer Knight, another NCDP kid, got picked up for Florida. I thought that was a very good pick for Florida because Florida, they're not necessarily lacking on the goaltender department right now.
Well, not anymore.
But they needed help for sure because there's only so many. Well, Roberto Luongo hung them up, so they would have been absolutely screwed if they didn't pick Spencer Knight.
Or pickups.
I wonder if he's gonna. Do you think he's gonna start this year?
Oh yeah,
I can see him starting. Yeah,
Spencer Knight for the Panthers. I don't know if he can. I don't know. Goalies are hard because you don't want to throw a goalie into the NHL.
Start.
Holy shit! I completely forgot about Bobrovsky, dude.
Yeah.
Oh. Never mind. Back up.
Yeah. I completely forgot about Bob signing there. I guess he's probably gonna back. But that's like, why would you draft a goalie if you're locking Bobrovsky up for 7 years?
Oh, I'm not sure.
I mean, they didn't know they were going to get him.
Yeah.
So I guess I understand it. But
and I mean, you don't want to have like a rookie. You like look at Jordan Bennington. He's what, 27 years old?
26 or 27.
Yeah, he's usually rookie goaltenders are a lot older than any rookie forward.
I wonder if it's going to pan out or not. Because I mean, 8 years being a backup goalie could be rough. I mean, Bobrovsky's 30 years old, so I'm sure he's calling it quits in 5 or 6 years, and they're just going to have to pay him out when he's retired. But still, even then, I mean. I'm sure the kid wants a shot. And, I mean, what happens if Spencer Knight ends up being just as good? What if, during the preseason, Spencer Knight gets a couple of looks, ends up being absolutely unreal, and they want to give him a shot?
He'll get a couple of starts, obviously.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, what do you do if he is good enough to be started? Because, I mean, you see it before. I mean, guys like Jordan, I mean, really only Jordan Binnington's done it, but still, I mean, NGDP is pretty good. Like he's gonna be a good goalie. I don't know if how fast he's gonna be able to develop, or if he's already at the point where he could play in the NHL.
Yeah.
I feel like he could be like a Holtby. Like when Holtby was a rookie, he let in like a few goals here and there, and like he wasn't really that good, but like he panned out and he was like really solid these past couple of years. So I don't know. I could see that in his future.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm not sure though. I think probably he won't end up starting the next year or two. But I mean, there's still that what if possibility of him being good enough.
Then you're big what if.
Yeah, I mean the same thing sort of happened in the Canucks a few years ago with when Corey Schneider was a good up and coming goalie and Roberto Luongo was there, and they ended up losing both of them, and they both ended up not being fabulous. I mean, Roberto Luongo is a great goalie, but after he left Vancouver, he was sort of on downhill from there.
But he still had a few decent years.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see about that. The Capitals drafted Connor McMichael.
I think it's a solid pick.
Yeah, definitely. They actually, I think they did a very good job drafting this year.
I do too.
I know we're Caps, we're going to talk about this more than any of the other teams, but I thought we did a very good job of drafting. We got those two kids from that one. What team did we get them from? So we got Connor McMichael in the first round. He's a great all around sort of tool set kind of kid. He's a toolbox basically. He can do anything. He's good hands and tight, good offensive awareness, just as good defensive awareness. Big body kid. But then we also drafted two kids from the same team in the CHL. I completely am forgetting their names and what team they played for, but they tore up the league this year. And we drafted both of them. One of the second, one of the third, I think.
Yeah, I believe that.
I forgot what team they played on. But maybe Windsor? I don't know. I don't think there was that team. So I forgot they played. I think they played in the dub. Because no, did they play in the dub? It was either the dub or the O. Because I know if they're two bigger guys, they're not coming out of the queue.
Yeah.
The queues were pussies, so I'm sure they didn't come out of there. It is, dude. The queues for the vaginas. the WHLs were all the grinders going. The OHLs were all the actually all the way around. The OHLs were all the big body fighting kids go, and the WHL
all the
skills.
Goal scorer.
Yeah, the queues for the pussy kids that don't like getting touched. But yeah, the Caps drafted those two kids, which I think was very good. Because I mean, if they both tore it up and you had the chance to draft both of them, why wouldn't you draft both of them?
Agreed.
Because you never know. If they play together on the same line, they could never reconnect that chemistry.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I guess we were talking about Jack Hughes earlier and the Devils. So I guess we're talking about how insanely stacked
they're going
to
be so stacked.
Picking up PK,
Wayne Train, Jack Hughes.
And then they already have Taylor Hall, and they already have
what's his name? They already have Goose. They got Gusev too, that Russian kid. I mean, the one thing they're missing right now is a goalie.
Yeah.
That's true, but
I mean, if you score enough goals, you could probably
I don't know. Toronto
beat them that way, but
that was sort of the goal for Toronto that just didn't work.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Blackwood's not terrible, but I mean, if they would have signed maybe if they held off on PK and got Bobrovsky instead somehow. I mean, I know he didn't want to go there.
yeah.
He was set on Florida, but still, I mean, he wouldn't want to go to South Beach, get paid $8 million to play hockey, and no one watches you. There's no pressure on him anymore. But I don't know. I don't know what the Devils are going to do for their goalie. I guess they just got to hope that Blackwood pans out and is good enough. Because right now their team is absolutely unreal. I don't know, man. Because I want to see that they're going to be a cup contender. Because, now they have more depth in the offense. And I mean, PK is a great defenseman, but he's also a very big defensive liability as a defenseman.
Yeah. He's an offensive defensive
oriented.
Mike Green.
He's like fourth forward, basically. So I don't know. I don't want to say that they're a cup contender yet. I mean, for all I know, they might even miss the playoffs this year.
I think it's going to take a few years to get going, but
the only issue is Taylor Hall's contract's up this summer. If they don't re-sign Taylor Hall, I mean, what are they going to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
You got to re-sign Taylor.
Yeah,
really
that would be the next baby step into rebuilding this team into
in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
they had a very accelerated rebuild. Speaking of accelerated rebuilds, the Rangers have probably had one of the best turnaround rebuilds I think I've ever seen. I mean,
Artemi Panarin now.
I mean, I still think they're. I also don't think they're going to be a cup contender, but still, I mean, now the fact that they're not going to be a competitive team again after just 2 years, it's crazy.
I mean, but same thing could be said when last year at this point we were talking about the Islanders, right? Mm-hmm. They missed the playoffs, right? I believe. Mm-hmm. Terrible, and we were and they lost a few guys too. But then look at them now.
Jonathan Tays.
But now these guys are adding.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Anything can happen.
Anything. That's what about hockey. I know, especially with the Devils, they have a couple of really solid players back there at the back end. They have a couple of young prospects coming up. I'm trying to think his name. It's slipping my mind. He's a defenseman. When I play NHL Be a Pro, he's always on the Devils. I completely forgot his name, but either way, it's been good. Also, don't the Devils have Nico Hischier?
Yeah.
Yep.
So now they also have Nico Hischier alongside.
This Eastern Conference is stacked. At this point.
I just don't even know what's going to happen anymore, dude. Literally any team can make the playoffs and win the cup at this point. It's not even worth making predictions because you're going to be wrong.
I mean, Tampa's still obviously going to be solid.
The Atlantic's stacked. The Atlantic's very good with the exception of the Sabres.
Yeah.
I mean, the Sabres.
They've got one player
Jeff
at this
Skinner
point.
signing that massive contract.
Pick up Marcus Johansson.
Payday,
Mojo.
I don't know, man. There's so many good teams in the NHL right now. The Metro is a complete toss-up. The Capitals could lose the entire Metro, or they could win the Metro. Any team.
Not even make the
never
playoffs.
You never know what's going to happen. The Metro's probably going to have 4 teams in the playoffs again, or probably 5 actually. You're probably going to get both wild cards.
Yeah, like last year.
Yeah, because it's just such a toss-up in the Metro.
Yep.
And it's going to come down to the wire, too. I guarantee the last game of the season, it's going to be completely up for grabs for all the positions. Unless one team runs away.
Every game matters in that.
It really does.
Whereas, the Pacific, you can get away with
the Western Conference is so weak.
Yeah.
The East is so much harder than the Western
Conference. Yeah, I believe so.
I really think that the Eastern Conference has just been so dominant for the past 4 or 5 seasons. The West used to be when the Kings and the Blackhawks were on top, then the West was really hard to play against, and the East was easy. But now the power switched over to the East Coast.
Yep.
But more free agent signings. Who are we gonna talk about first?
Mitch Marner.
Mitch Marner hasn't signed yet,
but he will have to eventually.
Yeah. Who else signed already that we could talk about?
Joe Pavelski, that's a big one.
Oh yeah, he left the Sharks. I think it was time for him to go. I think that Dallas is on the up and coming right now. He wants a cup. I think that he served his time in San Jose. No one can be mad at him for wanting to leave because if you stayed in the same team for 15 years or so and you haven't gone anywhere in your career,
it's time for change.
Hard. Yeah. There's been so many losses. I mean, there's only so many losses a guy can endure in the playoffs. That mean I gotta get out of here.
And he just wants to raise that cup.
Yeah, I hope he does. I hope Dallas does end up, doing something, or I hope he leaves Dallas goes to another cup contender. Because that'd be It's really good to see that guy win, especially after staying on the team for so many years.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Duchesne going to the Nashville Predators.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like the signing or not. Because in Nashville, I understand wanting to get more offensive firepower in the team. Because, you got rid of PK, so you have more cap space now.
Mm-hmm.
But, at the same time, it's like,
why?
Is Duchesne really going to be the guy that's going to help you win a cup?
I don't think so.
He hasn't done it he didn't do it in Columbus.
He's bounced around a lot.
He wasn't it in Ottawa. Ottawa was terrible.
Colorado.
Ottawa sucked, but
I thought Colorado was his best fit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he loves country music and stuff like that, though, so I think he really wanted to.
He's going to love it down there.
Yeah.
He's going to love it down there. I think this is going to be his best location just because how much fun he's going to be having, but still at the same time, it's like, 7.
He could have done okay.
He's not for like $7 million or something like that.
I believe
per
so.
year. That's a lot of money to be dishing out at a guy that's like a top 6 forward at this point. I don't even know if he's a top line forward. Yeah, it's not a bad signing. You weren't going to get him for anything cheaper than that. Maybe 6 years if you really wanted to go that low. But I doubt his agent will let him. So it's hard. So it's a decent signing. Not a huge fan of it just because I don't think he's going to be that guy, and he's getting $7 million, which I'm not sure what else you're going to be using the $7 million on. But I don't know. I think that this pick or this free agent signing is just going to keep Nashville at a second round playoff contender. Like they're not going to go. I don't think they're one of.
They're not getting better or getting anywhere.
They're not really getting. Matt Duchesne helps more than he hurts, but he's not going to help anymore. Then he's not going to be the guy that's going to win you a cup. You know what I mean?
No.
If John Tavares can win Toronto a cup,
no.
then Duchesne definitely is going to be winning Nashville a cup.
Yeah.
Bobrovsky next, or Panarin?
I would go Bobrovsky.
Okay. Bobrovsky signs in South Beach, going down to Florida to play for the Panthers.
More probably personal choice rather
definitely.
than.
Oh yeah.
He's 30 years old. He's done. He just wants to sign. He signed an 8x8. He's set, dude. I guarantee this kid's not. He's not even gonna check his stats on NHL.com.
Oh no.
He doesn't care.
He does not care anymore. Like this is like he tried his hardest. I think he's okay with, just going down to Florida. Florida's not a bad team either, though. So especially with Bobrovsky.
But I don't see them
I don't
see them going very far in the cup.
Maybe it's always hard because the East Coast is so crazy.
Yeah.
And they do have some good players down in
You
Florida.
still have to play Toronto, Tampa.
I think they're better than Toronto.
You'll play New Jersey. You think they're better than Toronto?
I do. They have so many good underrated players. They have Barkov. They have Ekblad down there. They have Huberdeau. They just got Bobrovsky, one of the best goalies in the game right now. Keith Yandel, that guy's a freaking beauty. I think that Florida, they could make noise next year. I don't know if they're going to or not, but if they don't, if they start losing their players, like if it just isn't working out for them, because I know that some of the younger players are getting towards their prime now. So, if they don't win a cup in the next 3 or 4 years, then I think that it's just going to be over. Bobrovsky only has 3 or 4 good seasons left in him anyway, so it's...
Yeah.
I think that this is just sort of I'm going to hang out, have fun, and be competitive, and hopefully win some games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And, understandable, he just wasn't having it up there in Columbus. Who would with all the losses, with all the losing that they used to do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we can go to Panarin next.
Yeah. Doesn't he make more than Crosby now?
He's making more than Crosby now, and it's just because Crosby signed his contract so long ago. At the time, Crosby's contract was unreal. 8.5 is a lot, but now it's very
That's
low
not bad.
compared to other players.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just sort of I get it. I guess he wanted to go to a city. He wanted to have something fun and entertaining too when he's not playing. Because Lord knows there's only so much you can do in Columbus, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't necessarily know why he wanted to sign with the Rangers. As a Caps fan, I don't really like that because I don't want the Rangers to be good. I don't know. I don't even know why he signed. I guess maybe because he just wanted to go to the city.
Yeah.
Maybe he thinks they'll be good in a few years.
I'm sure he has maybe 1 or 2 Russian friends on the team that he wants to hang out and talk to.
Talk about Vladimir Putin.
Oh my God, dude! I feel bad for him. He
can never go back. He
cannot go back to Russia. He's gonna die. Literally, people are joking about that, but in reality, he's not gonna be able to go back to Russia anymore for his own safety. The KGB's coming after him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he signed $9 million or something like that. I don't know. I wouldn't have signed him for that much. but hey, it's not a bad point. Wait, did he sign for 9 or 11 mil?
I think it was 9 mil.
9.
I'll say 11 would be a lot. Yeah.
Still insane.
I know. That's a lot of money for it. I mean, he's a good player, but I mean, I don't know.
It's been bounced around the past couple of years.
Chicago, Columbus, and now Rangers. Hopefully he finds hopefully he doesn't find a home here.
Hopefully he moves out to the Pacific or the Atlantic, maybe.
Yeah, it's got to the West Coast. He's going out to Chicago again. Next, who else we have next on the free agent list? Is that everyone?
Yep.
I think anyone else we'll talk about.
He's not on the free agent list. Mitch Marner.
Yeah. I mean,
not much thought.
Kyle Dubois, what are you doing here, buddy? I mean, he shouldn't have given Nylander that fucking massive contract last year. I mean, he has literally screwed himself.
He's holding off the same thing as Nylander. He wants the same exact thing.
I know, and that was the whole issue with signing Tavares. That's why I said signing Tavares wasn't a good move. Because you sign Tavares, he's a good player. You don't need him.
Yeah, that's true.
You didn't need to get Tavares.
You had a bunch of the young guys that can
exactly,
and if you hold on to them, and now
you're screwed.
Now you're not going to be able to hold on to a few of these key players that will probably be very good in a couple of years.
He was either losing. Matthews is staying, but he's either losing, Marner or Nylander.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those two because Tavares. He wanted to sign Tavares, but I just don't think it was worth it. I mean, the defense is bulked up a little bit, and I think that if he just wouldn't have signed.
I mean, losing Nazem Kadri kind of helps a little bit, I guess.
Because more caps. Yeah, I mean, Kadri wasn't a bad player, but I mean, I'd rather just not play him anymore.
I just hate that. Yeah,
I don't know. I think Toronto is basically the exact same position they were last year. They're going to be a competitive team again this year. They're going to end up signing Marner before he becomes a free agent.
They'll do.
I think they'll be fine.
A little bit.
Their defense got a little bit better, but they lost some offensive pieces because they had to for salary cap reasons. So I don't know. I think that they'll be fine. I mean, they're probably going to end up signing him. Their team's probably going to make it to the first round again. Probably going to lose to Boston again.
We'll see.
Yeah, I just don't know why. I guess I understand why he's holding out because it's like, people are going to be like, oh, he's so selfish. Like, why don't you sign for like $8 million so we can afford you or whatever? But like, it's not that simple. I guess it's his life. Like, this is his job.
Yeah.
I know $8 million is still a lot of money, but at the same time, it's like,
Would you like to make like 500,000 more?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, right now, if you make minimum wage at work, wouldn't you rather make like maybe like $13 an hour instead of $10 an hour? Because I mean, the money adds up. It's going to be helpful. He's going to have a family. He's going to have kids. He's going to be able to want to afford to do nice stuff with his kids. This is how you make the money. He doesn't have another job. He doesn't have another income. This is what he does. So you have to respect that he wants to make more money. He's not being selfish. He's being smart.
That's true.
Wanting his worth. Yeah.
I think that's it.
I guess another thing I want to talk about real quick. So Connor McDavid, I don't know why I thought about this, but like, the dude hasn't made the playoffs since his rookie year, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
what was it? His second year.
Second year, I think. I mean,
I could see him trying to get out of there.
What's going to happen? I mean, like, Edmonton still sucks. I just don't understand how your team can have so many first-round picks and be so freaking bad. Like, is it the GM's fault for picking the wrong guys? Is it the scout's fault for assuming the wrong guys are going to be good? Is it the coach's fault for playing all them so early?
You got to feel for Connor McDavid at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I feel for him right now. I mean, what else do you want him to do? He's winning the Art Ross. He's putting up all these points. He's getting over 100 points a year. And I mean,
best player in the NHL.
Best player in the NHL. Best player in the world. Probably has the potential to be one of the best players ever. And he just can't do anything about it. He can't beat a whole NHL team by himself.
Yeah. I mean, I love the Sidney Crosby comparisons, but he doesn't have the weapons around him that Sidney Crosby
does. He has a Malkin, and he has, like, a Letang, and, like, he's just got, like, every position is kind of almost filled, whereas with McDavid, he just has Drexel, and, like, that's about it.
He has liabilities.
Mm-hmm.
He has, like, no on. It's, like, I feel so bad for the guy. So it's, like, I don't know. The thing is, people are saying, "Oh, he's just going to request a trade out." He can't. He's just not going to request the trade. I mean, like, no one's going to be able to afford him or want to trade for him because how much it would cost.
Yeah.
Or if they do, it's going to be.
You'd have to lose someone huge.
He wouldn't go to a very good team.
So you have to get so many draft picks. I mean, if you wanted to trade for Connor McDavid, I'm thinking you're giving up four first
maybe
round
five,
picks, maybe
and
5,
then like a top
prospect. If you want to give up, maybe give up like 3 firsts, like 4 or 5 seconds, something like that. Maybe like 3 firsts, 4 seconds.
Maybe a mid player right now.
Another like topper prospect or big NHL player right now. Like, and I don't know. I don't see him ever getting traded, but he signed that big ass contract because I mean, I wouldn't blame him either because they made the playoffs the second year. The third year they missed the playoffs by a few points. He's like, all right, man, I'm gonna sign this contract. I'm gonna get to work. We're gonna get back to the playoffs, and then suddenly you're a lottery team again. Yeah. That's just, I feel so bad for the guy. I don't know. I just wanted to bring that up.
I mean, earlier in the season they're doing decent, and then
I don't know what they need. They need they need better goaltending. They also need better defensemen. They also need better forwards. They need literally
everyone but Connor McDavid.
They just need. I think that what they need to do, they need to stop being mediocre, and they need to start rebuilding. They need to. They're holding on to players they don't need to sell. Everyone should be available to be bought. Even McDavid. If someone really wanted to trade for McDavid, you should be able to hear them out. Because Edmonton, as an organization,
joke.
They're a joke. They need to do something, and they're obviously not doing a good job building up prospects through their camps and developing them. So, I mean, Jesse Puljujarvi, he doesn't even want to play in the NHL anymore. They literally ruined that kid.
Yeah.
Oh no, they just need to rebuild. They need to just sell, get picks, get prospects, get anything. Their team needs to be like 0-82 at the end of the next season, and they need to win the lottery, and then they need to start going.
Yep.
They need to trade away anyone with value for picks.
Yep. Take baby steps. Once you trade the first guy that they don't need, they're just going to keep trading guys, which could be good, could be bad.
They just really need to make some trades. They need to get young kids in the system. I mean, they have to be okay with being terrible for a few years. Like the Rangers, when they started their little rebuild, their management put out a thing. They're like, hey, like we're gonna suck for a few years. Like you have to bear with us. We know we're gonna suck. We're sorry we're gonna suck. But if you guys want us to stop losing in the second round every year, like we need to bear with us
for like 2 years,
2 or 3 years, and know we're gonna suck.
Guys,
that's gonna be
your leg, like Henrik Lundqvist at that point.
But I mean, Lundqvist is still there. They still have a chance to win the cup this year. It's just like
how many years is it gonna take to get the job done?
Yeah,
and actually win it.
I know. So I don't know. I really hope that they end up somehow managing to sell and become a better team, but I don't know if they're going to or not. I think that they're too stuck on wanting to be somewhat competitive while still trying to rebuild, and that just isn't an effective strategy. You have to be all in or all out, and at this point I feel like they should just be all out and try to sell. Because, I mean, you can't get away with trying to make playoffs if you only have 1 or 2 lines and a couple of decent defensemen and a subpar goaltender. I don't know. All right, anything else you guys want to talk about? I'm trying to think if there's any more news in the NHL. I guess maybe
China, grade 8.
Oh yeah, Ovi's in China right now, tearing it up with ASU. Yeah, how sick that'd be to play on that team, dude. Oh my gosh, I wish I could go there. That'd be unreal. But yeah, Ovi's having a good time, drinking some beers with the boys, tearing it up. I want to say that aren't there going to be more overseas games this year? Like more of the global series?
I think there is.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if the Caps are playing them or not. I hope they are. That'd be
cool. I heard, I was thinking, was it 2020 year they think they
start doing more.
Yeah. That'd be sick to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of anything else we can talk about real quick because I really don't feel like ending the recording and then having more things we could talk about that I just completely forgot
Winter
about.
Classic in Dallas?
What?
Winter Classic in Dallas?
Oh, dude, no, I mean, I'm here for that. I always hate, it always annoys me. People are, if you ever go and look at anything in the NHL's Instagram page, the comments are literally all the same. Like, whenever they announce who's playing the thing, they're like, oh, like, fuck, like, it's the same team over and over again. Like, oh, change it.
Yeah.
And then when they do change it, everyone complains. Like, what do you want them to do? They listen to you, they change, and you're still complaining about it? Like, stop watching the sport, please. You're annoying everyone else.
Agreed.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just so annoying. I think it'd be cool to see. I mean, I'm sure it's gonna be very hard to do. I'm sure the ice is gonna suck.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's
like 60 degrees outside.
I know. Actually, I'm pretty sure it gets cold out there sometimes. Like not snowing,
sometimes.
But and even then, like 50 degrees is still like too warm. They're gonna have to use so much energy and like fuel and stuff to be able to get the rink that cold. They're gonna finish global warming. There's gonna be the ozone layer that's completely depleted by the time the Winter Classic's over.
As long as it's not Chicago.
I know.
Yeah.
Thankfully, those teams aren't in it. We're almost at an hour, so I sort of want to try to get through the hour because we have like 5 seconds left.
Okay,
so
we can do our sign-offs now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can. I think they were all good. I don't think there's anything else to talk about. We talked, holy shit, that's a whole hour.
Dude, yeah, that's crazy.
That was a lot of hockey talk, boys. Thanks for coming. All right. Well, this episode of Inside the Crease, I think it's over. I think we're done with it. I went to the dentist so I can finally eat solid food again. That's nice. I'm very hungry right now. Yeah. So thanks, Pat. Thanks, Griffin, for joining us. Hopefully we can do it again soon before I go to school. I'm going to try to start uploading some more videos on my own if the boys can't come over. Just because I want to try to keep producing content. Because I really want to get verified on Instagram. I feel like this is going to be the easiest way to do so.
That's true. Yeah, I guess.
So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching or listening. I'm not sure how we're gonna upload this video yet. We're doing a voice memo instead of a normal video.
Which you guys probably know by now, but
yeah, we're gonna try to figure out a way to do it, but like we want to try
not video.
Yeah, we want to try because like, the video goes to the look at the camera and stuff like that, and it's not a real podcast. So
yeah, it's more informal on like this. Yeah.
Yeah, I
agreed.
Now we're sort of just like the conversation just starts flowing and stuff. So yeah, all right. Thank you guys so much for watching, listening. I said watching again.
Thank you.
See you later.